Today, we have a very tough comparison between the new 2024 Toyota RAV4 Limited and the new 2024 Subaru Forester Touring. With the RAV4 being class-leading and at the top of the sales charts for many years, is it finally time to give the Forester a good second chance? Let's go ahead and find that out. When it comes to styling, both have always been nice, stylish vehicles, and that still continues for 2024. Subaru is going for a rugged look with a blacked out grille and full functionality that have little inserts in them. Now coming to the RAV4, Toyota is definitely going for more of a premium look for this limited model. We have a nice grille that has small inserts in them and is mostly functional. We even have a small vent at the top, and that is a very smart way to put it so it doesn't interfere with the rest of the styling. Everything else at the bottom is functional. Coming to the lights themselves, Toyota will definitely take the win here because as you can see, we have completely LED headlights even with the LED blinker and fog lights down below. Now I was about to call it even, but with the Forester, you get LED daytime running lights and headlights even with fog lights, but it is unfortunate to see incandescent blinkers on the top touring trim level. Now coming to the wheels, Subaru will be throwing in 18-inch alloy wheels on the Forester, while Toyota throws in 19-inch alloy wheels that are standard on this limited trim level. Coming to the side profiles, both have a relatively stylish design, but not going over the top like some brands. Starting with the Forester, we have chrome both at the bottom and the top of this window. Today, we have the optional body side moldings on the RAV4, which will protect your door from any scuffs, and we have new roof rails on the Forester, which can hold even more weight. Now with $40,000, both will get you mirrors that will heat, power adjust, and blind spot monitor, but they don't have auto dimming or power folding. Now coming to the rear of both cars, as you might expect, not a lot of stuff going on back here. We have an aluminum strip at the bottom for the Forester that is exclusive to this touring model. Now coming to the RAV4, we have the optional blacked out badges, which looks absolutely fantastic against the gray paint. Coming to the lights, we have mostly incandescent lights on both vehicles, with the exception of the brake lights and the taillight that will illuminate at night. And let's just take a quick look at the Forester's lights before we move on to the interior. Now coming to the interior, keep in mind guys that we have the top of the line models today, which is the Touring for the Forester and the Limited for the RAV4. Both offer very nice and luxurious interiors for its $40,000 price tag, and I can say I am very impressed. Starting with the Forester, you have some soft touch material, some contrast stitching, all of your switch gear in one spot, and a little handle to grab the door. We also have an interesting textured material and two memory seats that is all located on the door panel. We have a small amount of storage down there, however the RAV4 will take the win for that. The seats will be made out of real leather with 8 ways of power adjusting, and you have a little door sill protector right there. And coming to the RAV4, I was also very impressed with this vehicle, and I can say I absolutely love the color combo on this tester. The door panel is also composed of soft touch material at the top, and you still have a little grab handle to close the door, which is a very convenient feature to have. You have a harder leather armrest, a ton of storage at the bottom, even more than the Forester. Today we have the protected door sills and the soft touch leather seats that have an ash color combo. These will be 8-way power adjusting, and they look really great and they feel super comfortable to sit in. Getting in and out is very easy because the seats are really easy to slide into, and it is relatively low to the ground compared to the Forester. Now coming to the steering wheel, as you might expect, we have heated leather-wrapped steering wheels that feel very good to the hand because we have the top Touring and Limited trim levels today. Now we do also have completely digital gauge clusters on the RAV4, But with the Forester, you have two analog gauges and a small digital display in the center. This does look very dated to see in late 2023, so I will give the win to the RAV4. I like the materials in both cars, but the RAV4 will take the win. In the Forester, you get soft touch plastic, a little bit of stitching, and some leatherette by where your knees would rest. But coming to the RAV4, as you can see, we have very nice leather, aluminum, soft touch plastic, and just the right places to put the gloss black and the matte black plastic. This is a very nice cabin to be in, and you have a ton of storage, including these little trays to put phones and other little candy packets if you have them. You also have a ton of storage in the center console, which is not something you see every day. You have a little tray that you can take out, and it is relatively deep. You also have a wireless phone charger. Subaru definitely does not live up to this because their center console is not very deep, you don't have a removable tray, and you don't have those little trays on the passenger and driver side to put any devices or candy packs. So the RAV4 will definitely take the win for interior storage and versatility. Coming to the infotainment systems, not a lot going on here. Toyota did give the RAV4 a tech upgrade for 2023, and that brought the audio multimedia system. Meanwhile, here in the Forester, we have a pretty dated infotainment system that only supports wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Now, this is not too bad, however, it could be a little bit better as it is not very intuitive and can be slow to respond at times. Now coming to the RAV4, we have Toyota's latest audio multimedia system, which works very well. It's very intuitive, and as you can see, almost instant response. This has worked very well for me in my time with testing it, and this does support wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The wireless charger is right there, as well as a USB port if you don't want to use that function. Now, shifting the car into reverse, we have a backup camera. You can option this with a 360 view, but for this tester, you don't have it. This will be more high resolution than the Foresters, and the active trajectory does look sharper, so I will give the overall point to the RAV4. Now, with this, you can also have a bird's eye view of this, and you can even see all the way around you. You can pause it if you need to, and this is very helpful if you're in a tight space. Coming to climate controls, I'm very happy to say that both have hard buttons and knobs for climate controls. You don't have to use the screen at all, which is amazing. And the best thing is that you also have heated seats and ventilated seats for the RAV4. Unfortunately, you don't have ventilated seats for the top trim on the Forester, which is kind of a shame if you live in a hot state like Florida or California. To wrap things up, both will offer large sunroofs that won't be panoramic. Now let's bring our attention to the rear seats. So both cars have always been great choices if you need the extra space in the second row, so let's see who the overall winner is. Starting with the RAV4, the door panel is basically the same as the front, with little storage down below, a handle, and a heated seat that is located on the door. I think that is a smart way to put it so that you can save room down there. Now, coming in is very easy, and you have a ton of legroom. I also love the perforated leather that matches the front. You can recline the seats, and this is also the handle to fold it down, which is pretty cool. Now inside, you can see we have the front interior right there, but the first thing that you'll notice is that you have a ton of legroom, even with the passenger seat slid basically all the way back. This is a great thing to have, and down here we have two USB-C ports and the optional all-weather floor liners. Now we have a center console here that only has two cup holders, but that's basically it. Now let's move on to the Forester. The Forester has always been a great car if you need versatility in the second row, and let's see if that continues in 2024. So first things first, with the door panel, we have basically the same material as the front, just like the RAV4. We have the leather and the controls and a little bit less storage. Now, it's not as easy to get in because the RAV4's doors open a little bit wider, but when we're in, we do have a little bit more headroom, I noticed. We also have a double seat back pocket on both sides, whereas the RAV4 has a single seat back pocket only on the passenger side. The design of that USB cover is very stupid, and I don't know why they use that, but you have two stages of heated seats down there. Now, that is nice amount of amenities, but the RAV4 will definitely give you better comfort because you have better reclining abilities. The seats are just more comfortable, and well, you just have more comfort and convenience back there. The RAV4 has always been a successful vehicle when it comes to the cargo area. That is probably why Toyota sold over 345,000 of them in 2023. Now, both have hands-free access by waving your foot under the bumper, but let's just do the normal way for now. Opening it up, you can see we have jam protection on this tester, and look at how much space you have in the RAV4. Trust me, it is bigger off camera, but you're looking at 39.8 cubic feet of cargo room, which is almost class leading. We also have a cargo mat that goes over the second row seats as well. Now with the Forester, you are basically losing 10 cubic feet of cargo room, almost 11, and trust me, that is a lot more than you think. You also have a false bottom that doesn't have a spare, unlike the RAV4, and you have a little cubby to that side. I will give half a point to the Forester for having a little handle to fold down the seats, which the RAV4 does not have. Instead, you have to go to each side of the car and fold down the seats individually, which can be annoying if you're in a rush. Coming to the powertrain, I have to say that these two are very different, and there is a big difference with the speed and performance of these two. For the RAV4, we have a 2.5-liter inline four-cylinder engine that produces 203 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. This gets relatively good fuel economy at 27 in the city, 35 on the highway, and 30 combined. You'll be getting an 8-speed automatic transmission along with this that shifts very well. Coming to the Forester, we have the same old 2.5-liter Subaru Boxer 4-cylinder engine. This puts out 182 horsepower and 176 pound-feet of torque, and although it might not sound that much different from the RAV4, it did make a difference. This is also paired to a CVT transmission, which just makes this feel slower. However, you do get about 30 miles per gallon combined, just like the RAV4. Let's see some acceleration clips. So right here, we have a quick acceleration clip of the new RAV4, and in about a minute, we will have a quick acceleration clip of the Forester. Here is the acceleration clip of the Forester. So I've heard a couple of you in the comments saying that the Forester is kind of slow and the RAV4 seems a lot faster. That is definitely true. 182 horsepower versus 203 doesn't seem like a lot, but it did definitely make a difference. So let's just see how the Forester will compare here. So 0 to 60 in the Forester was about 9.2 seconds, which is kind of slow. And the RAV4 was around 7.5, something like that. So that is a big difference. So if you really need the acceleration speed, if you are going to work and you need to merge on the highway, the Forester is probably not the best vehicle for that. Now coming to the dimensions, we are looking at some mid-sized cars, so we're not going to have crazy big dimensions. For the width, we're looking at 72 inches on both of them, which is a good size, easy to get in and out of the parking lots, and I think this is a good size for most people. Coming to the length, we are looking at 182 inches for the RAV4 and 183 for the Forester. Well, that is going to wrap up today's comparison between the new 2024 Toyota RAV4 and the Subaru Forester. Both are amazing choices in 2023, but with the new redesigned Forester out there, I would definitely wait for that one over the current Forester. Now, if you are looking to buy a car in late 2023 or 2024, definitely check out my channel for other videos if you are looking to buy something similar to this size. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.